Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to all of our witnesses that will be testifying today and answering our questions. Today's hearing addresses a topic of interest to many members of Congress and Americans around the country, and it's a very important issue for me because, like you, Mr. Chairman, I've worked to find a legislative solution to addressing the DACA populations. In 2018, I did just that when I introduced the Secure and Succeed Act with several members of this committee. I know this is an issue of great importance to you, and I know that you have been leading bipartisan discussions in recent weeks to try and reach an agreement. As ranking member of this committee, I look forward to participating in those discussions moving forward. I'd like to take two brief points that I'd like to make about the ongoing debate over legal status of undocumented young people brought here as children. I start with the assumption that children brought here by their parents did not violate our laws, but their parents did by violating our laws coming to this country. First, any legislation providing legal status for those young people must include meaningful border security and immigration enforcement measures. The need for robust border security and enforcement measures has been demonstrated by the current crisis at our southern border, a crisis that is in direct result of this administration's policies. Whether it be terminating physical barrier construction at the border, severely limiting the ability of ICE to enforce our border immigration laws, or supporting sanctuary cities, the administration has actively sought to undermine border security and immigration enforcement. Therefore, it shouldn't be a surprise that last month the total encounters at the southern border were up 675% from May of 2020. For unaccompanied children, encounters were up 1,305% from last May. And for family units, it was 4,143% up. These numbers are staggering. The administration doesn't seem to be doing much about it. The President and Vice President still have not even been to the border to see firsthand the problems. When the Vice President was asked about it last week, her response was, and I haven't been to Europe East administration's responses to crisis at the border, it was truly baffling statement. If we want to provide legal status for dreamers, we must secure our border so that we don't find ourselves in the same situation again 20 or 30 years from now. Unfortunately, the administration doesn't appear to be serious about doing that, and the bills we're discussing today don't even attempt to do that. When I was at the border a couple months ago, I had the opportunity to hear the Border Patrol say to us that they had an opportunity to brief the incoming administration before the January 20th date of inauguration, and they advised the incoming administration to leave everything that was then in place, and obviously on January the 20th, the administration took contrary action, and what do we have? We have the crisis that you see on television every day with people crossing, wading through the Rio Grande to get here. Finally, it is important that any bill providing legal status to undocumented young people, especially DACA recipients, be properly scoped. The act that we're having the hearing on and the DREAM Act fail that test in a number of ways. Highlight just a few. First, they would provide legal status to millions of illegal immigrants who have no connection at all to the DACA program, including illegal immigrants who were not even in the United States when DACA was created. In the case of the American Dream and Promise Act, the illegal immigrants need only have been in the United States since January 1st of this year in order to qualify. Second, as we will hear from some of the witnesses, these bills would allow illegal immigrants with criminal records to be eligible for legal status. That simply defies common sense. Third, they would allow illegal immigrants with a final order of removal to legalize anyway, finally. And this is finally. They don't contain a cutoff date for entrance or maximum age. As an example, it seems like I've read about a 68-year-old person entering the country illegally, and the United States illegally at the age of 17 in 1970 would qualify as a dreamer under these bills. Again, that defies common sense. All that being said, I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today and hope that we can ultimately come up with a rational and bipartisan solution because, as I said previously, people who were brought here by their parents did not violate the laws, but people that brought them here violated our laws. So I see justice being done for DACA as a legitimate thing to do.